transfer or wire transfer which takes a couple of days to clear, and it actually costs money to do the transfer itself, like a couple of quid. Coinbase are one of the biggest companies when it comes to Bitcoin exchanges around the world. They have a wallet service and they do exchange services in multiple countries. I think it's 15 countries that they do exchange, buy and sell Bitcoin, and about 150 countries that they offer wallet services to. So they're pretty international. And most recently, they received $75 million worth of funding from essentially the banking sector in the USA, venture capital. But one of the contributors was the New York Stock Exchange, which seemed odd. It looks like they've used that money to get inroads with Visa and MasterCard and get this option available to the UK customers, which is fantastic for us. Please bear in mind that this service is for buying Bitcoin only. If you want to sell Bitcoin on Coinbase, that's okay. You can do it with their exchange and they will hold GBP in their account for you. But if you want to get that out, you will have to use a standard wire transfer. It'll take 3 days and it'll cost you some money. Or of course, you could move your money out of Coinbase in Bitcoin and then use some other service to transfer that back into GBP and into your bank account. So just to be clear there, they have an exchange where you can change between GBP. In fact, they have an exchange where you can change between GBP and Bitcoin, in fact, US dollars if you really want. And what that'll allow you to do if the time comes when you need to sell some Bitcoin, you can sell it instantly on their exchange. It'll be a market value and it'll sit in your Coinbase account as GBP, at which point you can then initiate a wire transfer back to your own account, which may take 3 days and cost you a little bit of money, but at least you can get GBP out of there in the case of an emergency. Controversy with Coinbase. There has been some issues in terms of people getting their accounts shut willy-nilly, frankly. But just be sure that you don't mention sex work, drugs, the selling of illegal goods, terrorism. Always avoid those words when you're leaving comments in the transactions. That's a serious note. They will just flat out just close your account without further notice. Coinbase play by the rules with no exceptions, so be ready to hand over your proof of identification and address before you open the account if you're thinking about trading any decent amount of money. It's also the case that they will hand over your information to HMRC if they flag you, or in fact, just if HMRC asks for it, they will just hand it over. So be careful about that and just make sure you're paying all the required taxes so you don't go to jail, because we don't want that. If you're concerned about privacy, I would recommend you use a Bitcoin ATM instead. You can find your local one using this link here. All you would need to do is show up with a mask and cash, present your QR code, pop the cash into the machine, and it will instantly convert that